Daniel Radcliffe skips Wolverine for a major DC villain role under James Gunn. Marvel's loss might just be DC's biggest win. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Daniel Radcliffe dodging Wolverine only to land in James Gunn's DC playground? Now that's a plot twist. Just when Marvel fans were hoping to see him sharpen his claws, Gunn swooped in and handed him a villain role instead. And not just any villain, an iconic one. Looks like the Harry Potter star is trading magic for mayhem, and honestly, that's a way more exciting move. Reports say Daniel Radcliffe is in talks to play Basil Karlo in James Watkins' Clayface. Radcliffe has been dodging the superhero game for years, but James Gunn clearly had other plans. Instead of another mutant fan casting, he's stepping into DC's darker, weirder side, right where Gunn thrives. A horror-infused Clayface, with Radcliffe in the mix. That could be a scene-stealing masterpiece. Of course, this isn't official yet. But if the Harry Potter star does become Karlo, he'll be the latest big-name Gunn has lured into DC's evolving universe. And considering Clayface is one of Batman's most complex villains, Radcliffe's knack for offbeat roles could be exactly what this character needs. The timing's also interesting. Marvel's been circling X-Men casting for a while, and Radcliffe's name kept popping up, especially for Wolverine. But instead of joining the MCU, he's diving into DC's darker depths. Feels like a win for Gunn. Now the big question: how will Clayface fit into Gunn's grand DC vision? Horror vibes? Psychological thriller? Either way, if Radcliffe is on board, this could be one of the most unexpected and exciting villain castings in years. Daniel Radcliffe's Escape from Pretoria just landed on Netflix UK and Ireland, and if you missed it back in 2020, now's your chance. The gripping jailbreak thriller is based on a true story. Radcliffe plays anti-apartheid activist Tim Jenkin, who masterminds a daring escape from a South African prison in 1979. Critics were on board. The film holds a solid 73% on Rotten Tomatoes, praised for its suitably gripping jailbreak action. The Guardian called it pacey and nervy, while The Independent found it intricate and studiously plotted. Directed by Francis Annan, the film also stars The Punisher's Daniel Webber and fellow Harry Potter alum Ian Hart. Radcliffe's keeping busy. Now You See Me 3 and Batso are on the way. Oh, and in 2023, he welcomed a baby boy. He's smiling and that's all I need, he told E! News. Like, that's awesome. Some people have to wait a lot longer for that, so I'm really happy with that. Guardian of the Galaxy star Chris Pratt teases potential Star-Lord return to the MCU, while James Gunn's return seems impossible. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. While Pratt's journey with the Guardian team concluded in 2023 with Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3, he acknowledged the significant challenges of continuing Star-Lord's story. Despite the promise of a return, the path forward is complicated as James Gunn departed Marvel to lead DC Studios. Chris Pratt has hinted that his iconic character, Star-Lord/Peter Quill, may return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the upcoming Avengers movies. During the red carpet premiere of The Electric State, Pratt expressed openness to reprising the role of Star-Lord. Chris Pratt has teased his potential return as Star-Lord to the MCU, but with certain conditions. In an exclusive interview with Comic Book during the red carpet premiere of Netflix's The Electric State, Pratt expressed his enthusiasm for reprising the role. The actor acknowledged the significant challenges that would come with continuing the Star-Lord story without the guiding hand of director James Gunn. When asked about donning the character again, either in the direction of Gunn or Russo, Pratt said, "Of course, I would love to do it with James, but he's got a conflict of interest that makes that impossible at the moment, of course." He acknowledged the creative difficulty that Marvel Studios would face if they chose to continue Star-Lord's journey without Gunn. However, Pratt showed his interest in joining the MCU by saying, "I don't know, I'm open to anything. It would have to be great storytelling and it would be really tough." He's got big shoes to fill, setting a high bar for any potential return. Or he might appear in Gunn's DC universe, as he said. Well, we'll see. Gunn's departure from Marvel to lead DC Studios has raised questions about the future of the Guardians characters, who were shaped by his distinctive view. Without Gunn at the helm, Any future Guardians of the Galaxy project would face a significant challenge in capturing the same magic. While there is a clear intention for Marvel Studios to bring Star-Lord back, the path forward remains uncertain. During an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Pratt was asked about the possibility of reprising his Star-Lord role in the upcoming Avengers movies, Avengers, Doomsday or Avengers, Secret War. In response, Pratt confirmed that while Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 marked the end of the Star-Lord arc, there was still an implicit promise that the character would return. For people who know the Marvel world, Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3 was the last time you saw Star-Lord in there. There was a promise that Star-Lord would return. All I can say is we will make good on that promise. While Doomsday and Secret Wars slated in 2026 and 2027 are still shrouded in mystery, it's clear that Marvel Studios intend to keep Star-Lord's story alive, potentially in a larger ensemble setting. These upcoming movies, directed by the Russo brothers, could provide the ideal environment for Star-Lord to appear once again, maybe in a different setting. The conclusion of Guardians Volume 3 left Star-Lord's story deliberately open-ended with post-credit scene, the legendary Star-Lord will return. After the disbanding of the Guardian team, Quill returned to Earth to reconnect with his grandfather, a move that seemed a significant potential new chapter for the character. Marvel Studios has multiple ways to incorporate Star-Lord back into the MCU. He could appear in the upcoming ensemble movies, or he might get a solo project, as hinted by the post-credit scene. However, Pratt's recent remark suggests he would approach such an offer cautiously if Gunn is not involved. Until then, Pratt continues his work outside Marvel, starring in Russo brothers-directed Netflix's The Electric State. Unlike Superman, fans will have to stick around for a while before getting a peek at Jason Momoa's DCU reveal. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Not long after the production of Superman commenced, fans were given a first look at David Corenswet's Kal-El, which made sense as the bulk of the outside shoot was taking place in Cleveland, making them prone to leaks. However, with Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, whose filming began last month, it seems fans will have to wait a tad bit longer for the first reveal. With Jason Momoa finally stepping in the shoes of Lobo, a role he has been desiring since his DCU days, Gunn cleared the air surrounding a potential first look at Lobo in the upcoming sci-fi epic. Opposed to Superman, whose latter half of the production took place in a heavily crowded city, most of Millie Alcock's Supergirl will be filmed indoors as the story for almost its entirety takes place in space. Understandably, this has further diluted the risk of leaks, and James Gunn is not shying away from keeping fans on edge about Jason Momoa's DCU look via comic book movie. It's probably going to be a while, to be frank with you, because it's all in outer space. With Superman, we were sort of forced because we knew we were going to shoot outside for weeks. Like, oh, let's just throw something out there. So we did. But with Jason, I'm not sure. I don't want to be cocky, because you never know. It's not a big... We're not going to have to go shoot outside in the middle of London for 3 weeks where they're going to be getting pictures of Lobo, so we have to release a picture earlier than we'd want to. Compared to Lobo, we might get Supergirl's reveal relatively earlier, as before her own sci-fi adventure, Alcock